Hello and welcome to the Mr. Jones Science Show. Here we are on our new Engineering Challenge Day, and for this week's Engineering Challenge, we will continue using potential and kinetic energy. So if you remember what potential and kinetic energy are from last week's video, go ahead and tell somebody near you the definitions of potential and kinetic energy. Potential energy is energy that is stored, and kinetic energy is the energy of movement. And you will use both the potential and kinetic energy to do your engineering challenge this week, which is to create a powered vehicle. Now, when I say vehicle, I mean anything like a car, a wagon, a truck, a motorcycle, or even a boat. So for this challenge, you can actually reuse those boats you made a couple engineering challenges ago. And what I mean powered is that it has the ability to move by itself, meaning that you can't give it a push, but you can do something like make a slingshot for your car or your whichever vehicle. So you make a slingshot and that makes it be able to go. You can blow up a balloon and put a balloon on your car and let it go and let the balloon power the car and make it move forward, or the vehicle. Or you can even attach a rubber band to a wheel and axle. Now, I know what you might be thinking. Mr. Jones, what is a wheel and axle? Well, a wheel and axle is something like this. It's just a wheel, which is, a kind of round object that is connected by a stick. So now both of these are put together. So these are kind of used in like cars, are used in wagons and all those. And they are one of the 6 simple machines that we talk about in 3rd grade. And so these simple machines allow us to use force in easier and better ways. Now, if you're in 3rd grade, you might remember all 6 of those simple machines. And if you remember any of them, go ahead and tell somebody near you now. Now, the 6 simple machines that we covered would be 1, a wheel and axle. 2, we covered this last week, but a lever. Now, lever is just a pull over a fulcrum or a pivot point where it can move back and forth. So we have wheel and axle, we have a lever, we have a pulley, we have a inclined plane, which can also be called a ramp. Then we have a wedge, and we have a screw. And those 6 simple machines allow us to be able to make work easier. Now back to our powered vehicle. Feel free to use any materials that you have at home to create your vehicles. For example, this wheel and axle I created here, I just used 2 Gatorade caps and a stick. You can use any sorts of caps, water bottle caps, any bottle caps, because those have nice kind of circles that help with your wheels. This week's challenge is again using potential and kinetic energy. Last week for our projectile launchers, we gave our launchers potential energy, and that potential energy was then turned to kinetic energy when the launcher was released and the projectile went flying. This time again, we are giving our vehicles potential energy depending on what our potential energy is going to be. So if we did something like filled up a balloon, that filled up balloon now has potential energy until you let go of the balloon, and that is going to be turning into kinetic energy. If you wanted to use a rubber band, you could do something like this. You can get a rubber band and you can get your wheel and axle, and you can tie a quick knot on there. I'm just going to kind of put the rubber band through this loop here, and you kind of make a knot, and then you roll your wheel and axle on your rubber band really, really, really tight, or else it's not going to work very well. And just like with these slingshots, I am giving this potential energy and I'm storing energy that when I release it is going to be turned into kinetic energy as the wheels rotate. So I'm going all the way. Now let me see if I got it right there, and I'm going to let go, and we're going to see this spin. There you go. And now if you noticed, I really didn't move my hand here that much. It was all because of the rubber band wanting to go back to its normal state. So that potential energy was turned into kinetic energy. All right, as always, I am excited to see what you all come up with. It always encourages me seeing all the pictures come in of all the different projects that you make. So thank you for sending those in. As long as you send them before Thursday night, they will be on our sharing day video on Friday. All right, I will see you on Wednesday for our science experiment day. Have a great day, Ballington scientists and engineers. Goodbye.